Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Michelle Work with Covenant Technology Partners. We are a Gold Microsoft partner. Here today with me is Mike Busby, our D365 practice manager. Mike, thank you for joining.
I'm glad to be here.
So I know, Mike, in your practice area, there are a lot of changes that take place, but today for our discussion, I would like to focus on the announcement over the unified interface in Dynamics 365. So with that, Mike, what is the new unified interface?
Yes, this is the new user experience and interface for the Dynamics 365 to bring the look and feel of a consistent design across all the devices and platforms. The layout and navigation currently differs between customer engagement and more recent applications. So this is designed to make them cohesive, not only against the tablet, but mobile and desktop.
Okay, and why is there a new user interface?
Over the time, Microsoft has come up and came up with new designs, but this time the new navigation, page layouts, and overall visual styles means the users need to be, kind of more familiar with the UI. It's bringing it more modern. It's making a positive move for Dynamics in Microsoft's long-term strategy for the platform. Two primary reasons for that is aligning the Dynamics platform and the app-driven focus. So as you were seeing with the Power Apps, everything is, they're doing this to accomplish all those goals going forward.
Okay, and why should I move to the unified interface exactly?
Yeah, so Microsoft's vision of a productive workplace is a modern interface that includes features and improvements contained in the unified interface. This is going to provide a much more consistent user experience and improved performance and increased user efficiencies.
Okay, and are my ISVs compatible?
They've all been notified, so they should have had plenty of time to make sure that their applications have been upgraded. You would have to contact each one individually and validate that.
Okay. And what is the retraining effort?
From the standpoint of retraining, this should be minimal as the business logic and the schema remains unchanged. Retraining should focus on what's new within the navigation. And that's the primary difference, is where the navigations are, and instead of being across the top, they're now down the left-hand side.
Okay. How should I prepare for the unified interface?
So Microsoft has a playbook out there to run down through one, and then as part of that, you're going to go down and take your solutions and run through a solution checker that Microsoft provides, and it will generate a report that should document all the changes that need to be made to your environment to be able to successfully migrate to the unified interface.
Okay. How long will it take exactly to transition, and what is the work out?
Yeah, so that's always a good question. So it's all going to depend upon how much your system has been customized. Pretty much the JavaScript code will be reviewed and made sure it's written accurately. There are, so all that will have to be reviewed along with any plugins and assemblies and those kind of things. So all that has to go down through. The more out of the box you are, the less time it's going to take, and the more customizations you have, the longer that could take.
Okay. And are there any deprecations that I should plan for?
There is a deprecation page that Microsoft has provided. Most of the things that have changed are code that's changed, but it's not in the form of a true deprecation where it quits working. It just does not work in the current unified interface. So if you're looking to hide fields or set fields required, if your code doesn't meet the standards, you're not going to get an error message that says, oh, this piece of code did not run. It's just not going to hide or make a field required. So that's part of the reason you need to go down through and run through the playbook and run through the solution checker, and that should find most of those issues out there. But none of these things negate you from doing all of your testing and due diligence.
Okay. And what happens if I don't opt in and approve a suggested transition date for my environment?
Yeah, so there's two pieces there. One, Microsoft is already trying to roll it out, and they provide a date out there. If you do not go into the system and accept that date that they have out there, then they will find the next available date once that date has passed. But if you accept it, they will automatically upgrade your system. But you can also upgrade your system independent of Microsoft doing that too.
Okay. And then what happens if I decide I want to transition after December 1st of 2020?
Yes. So originally the date was set for October 1st, but just recently they've moved it out to December 1st. At the end of December 1, so starting, I'm not sure if it's December 1 or December 2, but the legacy web client will no longer be available. So you will not have your application out there.
Okay. And my last question, Mike, is how does Unified Interface improve performance?
Several ways. One, the application has already been benchmarked and has performance improvements just by the way that they have developed the platform and gone through some things. They've improved the page layout, so you're not having to scroll as much. Instead of the way it was where they went long page, they have tabs across the top, so you can navigate very quickly to the places that you want. They've added some new features and functionality, such as PCFs that can take varied ways of entering data and make it simpler. We've always had the thing with the phone number. How do I format it? Microsoft now has a mask. They allow you to mask that field as you're putting it in, but then you could add it, but when it stores, it's still the string of data. But then there's PCF, so you can custom develop things that will make some of these items vastly improved. And if you're entering in a lot of addresses, you can put in a simple PCF that as you start typing the address, it will find the address through Bing or Google or whichever one you want to use the API for, and then you can select that address. They've made it very simple through there, and it sets the full address up there. So now not only is it improving the performance, but it's improving the accuracy of your data.
All right. This has been really helpful, Mike. Thank you for your time. And I do really like your background as well.
Go Cardinals.
And for anybody, yes, go Cardinals. And for anybody that's watching that has any more questions, please visit our website at covenanttechnologypartners.com. Go to the Contact Us page and type in your question, and we will get back with you as soon as we can, pretty quickly. So again, Mike, thank you for your time.
Thank you.